3 reasons sex offenders are all treated the same on today's Modern Day Leper with Ahmad Blakemore. To our Leper fans, our lady lepers, and the entire Leper Nation, hello, how are you? And welcome back to another edition of Modern Day Leper with Ahmad Blakemore. So today we're talking about 3 reasons sex offenders are all treated the same. For as long as I've been on this journey, we have had the classification debate. And the big questions in this classification debate is, what is the general public, or why does the general public see all sex offenders the same? Why does the general public see all sex offenders the same? And some of the guys are saying, I've never hurt a child. I don't have a child case. I'm not a child molester. I'm not a pedophile. I don't have a child case. I have an adult case. How come I can't be around kids if I don't have a kid case? And this has been the big debate. Sex offender against sex offender, jousting for position. Whose crime is worse? My crime was against an adult. My crime was against a teenager. I never hurt a child. Your crime was against a person under 12. Your crime was against a 5-year-old, an 8-year-old, a boy, a girl. It's always been this debate, jousting for the accolades of the general public so that we can be seen different, so that we can get a step ahead to say that I'm not as bad as this guy. Give me a break, so that I can have a better place to live, so that I can acquire a better job, so I can live in the community, so I can be around kids, so I can have my family. I'm not as worse off as this other guy over here. I did wrong, but these guys are bad. They're the child molesters. They're the bad ones. I'm a good guy. And it's always been this debate. But what's not known is there are reasons that it's set up this way. This is done by design and not by accident. There are 3 primary reasons why sex offenders are all seem the same. And the number 1 reason they are all seem the same is because it's about the group, not the individual. The bigger the group, the more money it generates. That's right. It's about money. The bigger the group, the more money it generates. Chopping up the group and putting people in different classifications destabilizes the group, and then that would destabilize the cash flow that's generated from these groups. The money that they get from registering 4 times a year, the probation, the parole, the restitution money. It's not about separating the good ones from the bad ones. It's about keeping everyone as a group so that we can monetize them. The monetization of sex offenders is what keeps these different agencies moving. It takes care of the payroll for city and county police officers, sheriff departments. It's what takes care of all of the different things that these agencies need. And all of these agencies are working together to make sure that they keep this payroll so that they can keep their jobs. And so it's not about making this guy a good guy. Hey, you're one of the good ones. Hey, he's one of the bad ones. That's not what it's designed to do. It's designed to say, all of you are here as a group and we're monetizing all of you. We count the money from all of you. We're not going to make any differences to anyone, because the bigger the group, the larger the income we can pull from that group. And that's what it's about. The number one reason that they keep us all in one group is for the money. Number two, the second reason they keep us all together and will not separate us into classification is stigma. Sex offender, child molester, pedophile. There's no lower insult that a man's ego can take than being called a sex offender, a pedophile, or a child molester. In the hands of the general public, this is powerful. The general public gets to keep us in check. The general public is a powerful tool. And they know that they can keep us in check. Keep our esteem low. Keep us from going too far to the left or too far to the right. That stigma that we hate, being called sex offender, child molester, or pedophile. If you don't believe it, just look at the comments on my page. Not a day goes by that somebody uses the word child molester or pedophile. It's the stigma, and it's a terrible stigma, and we hate it, and everyone hates it, and the world hates it. The worst thing in the world to be called today is a pedophile. The general public uses it, and politicians use it. Sex offenders use it against each other. Call each other names. My crime was against an adult. Your crime was against a child. Nobody wants the stigma. And having that stigma is a powerful thing in the hands of the general public to shame, to keep us in check. The politicians gave it to them. It's a big stick, and they use it. And they keep us in the center, not going too far to the right, not going too far to the left, staying where we're supposed to be, not where we're not supposed to be. And we hate it. And so this is another reason they're not separating us. These are the good ones. These are the bad ones. That would be confusing. That would be sending mixed messages. You do not want to send mixed messages to the general public. You want them to all feel the same way. And they do. 9 times out of 10, they feel the exact same way. Sex offender, pedophile, child molester, bad. Scum of the earth. This is why they use it. This is the second reason we will not be classified into different groups, and why we're all treated and seen the same by the general public. Number 3, law enforcement leverage. The third reason is law enforcement leverage. The internet is jam-packed with videos that says raped in prison, child molester killed in prison, pedophile killed on the spot in prison. All this helps law enforcement to interrogate men into confessions out of fear. Now listen, we know you did it, or we know you know who did it. You can tell us. If you don't want to talk, tell you what we'll do. What we'll do, man, is we'll just charge you with it, man, and tell everybody you're a pedophile. We'll just put that in your jacket, and then we'll just send you to a level 6 camp. We'll send you to a level 5 camp and tell everybody you're a child molester. Wait, I didn't do nothing, man. Next thing you know, you're singing like a canary because you don't want to go to a max camp with a pedophile tag. And so they know this, and they use it against you so that you will confess, so that you will give up the goods, so that you will start talking, so that you will start giving them information they don't have. This is why they use it, and they will tell you. Do you know what happened to pedophiles in prison? Do you know what's going to happen to you when I tell them what you did to that 4-year-old? Hey, I don't even know what y'all talking about. But guess what? You're going to tell them something, because they're going to scare you to death. These are professionals. And as I said before in several other videos, you do not want to go against the police. They're professionals. You're an amateur. Never speak without a lawyer to police officers in an interrogation room, because this is what's going to happen. They're going to get you to say things that aren't true. Because number 3, law enforcement leverage. This is why they keep us all in one group. This is why you can't say, I didn't have a case against a child and it make a difference. It doesn't make any difference to them. Once you get the sex offender badge, you have it. They don't care what your case was. They don't care what your crime was. They don't care how old or how young your victims were. They have no intent to care about that. The only thing they care about is, we need these numbers so that we can get the coffers up, so that the city budget can be met, so that the county budget can be met, so the people inside of this unit can have payroll, so that we can talk to the general public and scare them with sex offenders when we need to, so we can have that stigma and have the general public help us out, hating these people and keeping them in line. And law enforcement leveraging and lying. Consequently, this gets the DA to give terrible deals by telling people, we're going to put this in your jacket and say that you were a pedophile. But if you sign this, we'll change it. We'll give you a better deal. Now, you know you're a pedophile. If you sign this, we'll get you to a better camp. We'll get you to a better prison. We'll get you to a level 3. We'll get you to a level 2. We'll give you protective custody if you sign on this terrifying, worst deal you've ever seen in your entire life. But this is the deal we're throwing at you. If you sign on this, we will get you to a good prison and get you into some type of protective custody. If not, if you push back on this deal, we're going to send you to a level 5 max camp and let everybody know that you are a pedophile. what you did to that 3-year-old. And the guy's going, man, I don't even know what y'all talking about. Ain't no 3-year-old involved. But this is what they do to get you the worst possible deals. These are the primary 3 reasons that they classify everyone the same way. Sex offender, period, done. They don't care if you raped a 30-year-old, a 40-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 12-year-old. If you took a leak outside while you were at a construction site and somebody saw you, they don't care. All of it to them is the same because the outcomes are the same. It all works for manipulation purposes. They need sex offenders to pay the bills. It's about the money. They need the stigma. That stigma holds people in place. It freezes them so that they can be controlled. And thirdly, it's used for law enforcement leverage so that they can use it when they need it for confessions. That is the truth of why all of us are seen the same way by the general public. My name is Ahmad Blakemore. Like the videos, subscribe, leave me some comments, and I do appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I will see you on the next one. I am Ahmad Blakemore, the modern day leper, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.